Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals. And then she's going on this press tour, pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
But I was like just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director.
Yeah.
And so I said, what is this? Because the script is definitely like a twisting, turning, intense thriller. Is it a comedy or a thriller? And he said, yes. So then every day on set, I was like, is today a comedy or is it a thriller?
It's a good mix
and
of both.
It's like really kind of over the top and campy and trashy and fun and like, kind of like my outfit, I guess. So it's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her. We had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than people who are indifferent.
Blasé.
Always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I could. This is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh really? Because I just have one on my list. I don't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, think of someone. Bob Newhart, I don't know.
In the glittering world of Hollywood, few stories have taken us many unexpected twists and turns as the ongoing saga involving Blake Lively and the nonprofit organization Silver Veil. What began as a promising partnership between a beloved actress and a respected charitable initiative has spiraled into a complex web of rumors, allegations, and legal drama. The abrupt resignation of Blake Lively's longtime attorney has only added fuel to the fire, hinting at deeper revelations that could reshape the narrative entirely. Speculation is now running rampant, with insiders suggesting that this may only be the tip of the iceberg, as further shocking details could soon emerge. When Blake Lively first joined forces with Silver Veil, the excitement was palpable, known for her charm with a fashionable flair. Blake seemed like the perfect ambassador for the nonprofit's community-driven initiatives. Silver Veil, under the stewardship of its renowned founders, had built a reputation for championing local and global causes, and Blake's involvement was seen as a natural evolution. Early reactions were filled with optimism, with donors and supporters envisioning a future where Blake's influence would expand Silver Veil's reach to unprecedented heights. Media outlets lauded the partnership, with analysts predicting that Blake's star power could usher in a new era of growth for the organization. Major brands expressed interest in collaborating with Silver Veil, eager to capitalize on the positive press surrounding Blake's philanthropic involvement. It seemed like a match made in heaven, with Silver Veil gaining unparalleled exposure and Blake solidifying her status as more than just an actress, but also a committed humanitarian. However, as time went on, the relationship between Blake and Silver Veil began to show cracks beneath the surface. While official statements continued to promote the collaboration as a great success, behind closed doors, murmurs of disagreements over branding, control, and messaging started to emerge. Some insiders claim that creative tensions flared between Blake and key figures within Silver Veil, particularly concerning the direction of certain high-profile campaigns. Others whispered that external pressures from Hollywood, including Blake's film commitments, may have played a role in complicating the nonprofit's strategies. What had initially appeared to be a seamless partnership was now clouded by uncertainty, with those involved scrambling to maintain the illusion of unity. While tensions brewed in the background, however, the initial excitement soon gave way to whispers of backstage drama on a film set directed by Justin Baldoni. At first, the rumors were easy to dismiss. Occasional friction between an actress and a director. It's hardly uncommon in Hollywood, But as the whispers grew louder, they began to suggest that Silver Vale's name had become entangled in disputes involving Blake's work on the film. What started as minor creative disagreements soon escalated into serious clashes over creative control and interpersonal dynamics, with some sources blaming Justin for a heavy-handed approach to directing, while others believed Blake was overshadowing other voices. Some insiders speculated that the tension went beyond typical artistic differences, hinting at deeper power struggles behind the scenes. The growing discord between Blake and the production team was reportedly affecting not only the film's progress, but also the reputation of those involved, creating a domino effect that no one had anticipated as tensions on the film set mounted. So, did the allegations? Leaked emails and internal communications hinted at an orchestrated effort by Blake Lively to use Silver Vale's media connections and brand partnerships to procure favorable coverage for herself. The purpose, it seemed, was to deflect negative attention she might face over the creative disagreements and personality clashes on set. These revelations sparked immediate backlash, as industry insiders and media analysts questioned whether a nonprofit's resources should ever be leveraged for private image management. Silver Vale's board grew increasingly anxious as these rumors gained traction, with sponsors and longtime donors starting to question whether the nonprofit's resources had been quietly manipulated for Hollywood spin. The controversy quickly gained momentum, with whispers of internal disagreements among the board members themselves. Some sought to downplay the severity of the accusations, arguing that public figures naturally attract speculation, while others demanded a full-scale inquiry to protect the integrity of Silver Vale's mission. As the situation spiraled further, stakeholders who had once championed Blake's philanthropic efforts now found themselves facing a difficult choice: stand by her side or distance themselves before the fallout became irreversible. In response to the mounting evidence, Silver Vale's board initiated a discreet yet thorough investigation to ascertain the extent of any wrongdoing. The findings were more than just concerning, they were downright shocking. It became apparent that multiple requests had indeed been made, allegedly at Blake's behest, to tie philanthropic events more closely to narratives that favored her. These weren't vague suggestions or minor PR maneuvers. They were direct attempts to shape the public perception of her involvement with Silver Vale. While it remained unclear how many of these requests were officially acted upon, the very existence of clear instructions to manipulate charitable efforts for personal branding was enough to send shockwaves through the organization. The board, which had always prided itself on fostering an environment of transparency and ethical accountability, was now facing the grim realization that their channels may have been exploited in a way that directly contradicted their mission. The integrity of Silver Vale was now under the microscope, with members scrambling to contain the damage before it irreparably stained the organization's reputation. As if the scandal couldn't escalate further, another bombshell detonated. At the height of the controversy, Blake Lively's longtime attorney abruptly resigned, citing irreconcilable differences tied to the emergence of new, undisclosed information. The legal community was thrown into a frenzy of speculation, with experts and insiders alike questioning what could possibly drive a seasoned attorney to drop such a high-profile client in the midst of a media firestorm. Some suggested that the attorney had stumbled upon something so legally precarious or perhaps even ethically indefensible that maintaining their professional relationship with Blake was no longer an option. Others theorized that the resignation was a strategic move, a way to distance themselves from potential liability before the scandal reached its breaking point. Regardless of the reason, the abrupt departure only fueled the media circus. Headlines exploded with speculation, with theories ranging from the existence of incriminating documents to the possibility of deeper, more sinister truths lurking beneath the surface. The mystery surrounding the resignation became its own subplot in an already tangled web of controversy, leaving the public and press alike clamoring for answers that no one seemed willing or able to provide. The public and donor reactions were mixed, to say the least. Longtime supporters of Silver Vale were stunned, struggling to reconcile the nonprofit's once sterling reputation with the swirling allegations of backroom deals and manipulated narratives. Many were left questioning whether philanthropic resources had truly been repurposed for Hollywood spin, or if this was yet another case of baseless rumors taking on a life of their own. Others, however, urged caution, highlighting the volatile nature of celebrity scandals and suggesting that the claims might be overblown or even fabricated for dramatic effect. Still, the uncertainty did little to quell the growing frustration among those who had donated in good faith. expecting their contributions to be directed toward genuine charitable efforts rather than the politics of Hollywood power plays. Online discussion boards became battlegrounds of heated debate, igniting a firestorm of speculation. Some voices called for immediate and decisive action, a clear statement from Silver Veil's board to either denounce or confirm the accusations. Others pushed for a more aggressive approach, demanding an immediate severance of ties with Blake, lively to prevent further reputational damage. The intensity of these debates only heightened as more information trickled out, with each new leak adding another layer of complexity to an already convoluted scandal. The board, for its part, tried to maintain a measured stance, balancing the need for transparency with the risk of exacerbating an already precarious situation. In an effort to reclaim control over the narrative, they announced the launch of a secondary, more in-depth investigation, hoping that a thorough review of internal records and correspondence would provide much-needed clarity. Yet, even as they moved forward with their inquiry, the specter of doubt loomed large. Would their findings restore faith in the nonprofit, or would they uncover even more unsettling truths? As the weeks passed, the tension within Silver Veil continued to simmer, evolving from whispered concerns into open uncertainty. The board's extended inquiry soon reached a critical turning point, with legal advisors meticulously combing through every communication, scrutinizing messages that referenced Silver Veil's brand in contexts unrelated to its charitable objectives. The deeper they delved, the murkier the situation appeared. What had initially seemed like a simple case of miscommunication was beginning to resemble something far more deliberate, an orchestrated effort to blur the lines between philanthropy and personal brand management. The debate within Silver Veil's leadership intensified. Should the founders, who had previously been hailed as visionaries, step aside in light of their apparent failure to implement safeguards against misuse? Had they unwittingly allowed their organization to become a pawn in a high-stakes game of reputation management, or, given their track record of pulling Silver Veil back from the brink of financial disaster in the past, should they be given the benefit of the doubt? With each passing day, the urgency of these questions grew, and the pressure mounted on the board to deliver answers before the entire foundation of Silver Veil crumbled beneath the weight of scandal. One thing remains undeniable: this story is far from over. What started as a promising partnership between a beloved Hollywood star and a respected nonprofit has unraveled into a labyrinth of controversy, unanswered questions, and simmering tension. If this is only the beginning, what comes next could be even more explosive.